Bitconnect was one of the most successful cryptocurrency Ponzi schemes of all time, stealing over $2 billion from customers while only operating for less than 2 years. In January 2018, when the scam was finally revealed, the company and its most well-known partner, Carlos Matos, became a living meme, with H3H3 making a video about it and even having a skit about it done on the John Oliver show. It's hard to believe that it's now been 5 years, half a decade, since this Ponzi scheme collapsed, and today we're going to take a closer look at just what this scam was, what happened to the biggest promoters of the platform, and why the founder is still not in jail. Bitconnect was started in late 2016 with minor success, but it wasn't until Bitcoin, the top cryptocurrency, went from less than $1,000 to almost $20,000 in late 2017 that the Bitconnect scam started to take off. The premise of the scam was that you would buy the Bitconnect token with the much more valuable Bitcoin, and then you would give the Bitconnect tokens back to the Bitconnect company, who would give your coins to their trading bot and would trade them on crypto exchanges. The Bitconnect company claimed their trading bot was the best in the world and would guarantee daily returns on your money of up to 1% every single day. Now, a few problems exist with this scenario. First, the Bitconnect company was making you give them an asset that had way more value in exchange for a coin they created, the Bitconnect token. They did this because they controlled the supply of the Bitconnect token and could manipulate the price of their coin way easier than the price of Bitcoin. The second problem was the fact that they didn't have a trading bot at all. The entire thing was a made-up excuse to justify how they could offer a 1% daily return on your money. The claim that a trading bot was doing all the work, instead of the truth that they were using money from new investors to pay the returns of old investors, was fabricated so people wouldn't so easily see the truth that this was obviously a Ponzi scheme. A 1% daily return on your money isn't something that any bank or legitimate investment would ever offer because it simply isn't possible. If it were true, even a small investment of a few $1,000s, constantly reinvesting the daily interest, would make you a millionaire in just a few short years. Some of the biggest players in the Bitconnect scam were YouTubers who would show their crypto wallets constantly grow from not only the daily interest, but also the referral commissions they were receiving from other people signing up for Bitconnect using their affiliate links.
This is my Instagram introduction. It's been a while since I've posted, but I used to always post my Bitcoin wallet on there to show off. And my last time I posted said 4 Bitcoin. Now I have 54. And this is only about half of what I have. The other half is over here on Bitconnect, right? So you want to check this out. This is where I earn all my Bitcoin. I don't buy Bitcoin, I earn it. Have 34 sitting there. I just earned another there, right? So you want to know about Bitconnect, you want to check out my YouTube channel.
In November of 2017, the walls began to close in on this scam when the UK government issued an ultimatum to Bitconnect to prove it wasn't a scam, or its UK assets would be seized. A month later, the state of Texas issued a cease and desist letter to Bitconnect. With increased pressure from governments around the world and the decrease in Bitcoin's price by almost 50% in just a few months, Bitconnect shut down operations on January 16th, 2018. Following the Bitconnect company running away with everyone's crypto, many people who were in the program refused to believe it was actually a scam, and the only reason it shut down was because the government agencies had been upset that the company was helping everyday people make so much money. This ultimately led to one of the biggest memes that came out of this when Trayvon James, who made potentially millions promoting the scam, tried to convince his followers that they didn't actually lose their money and Bitconnect could come back.
Everyone, listen up. You didn't lose your money. Now, you have your... Technically, you kind of lost your money.
With over $2 billion lost by those who invested in the platform, many people were angry and frustrated with those at the top of the pyramid who had encouraged their followers to join using their affiliate links for Bitconnect. Most of the top affiliate members were YouTubers, with Trayvon James, Craig Grant, Ryan Hildreth, and Crypto Nick being the influencers who ultimately took the most heat for their role in promoting the scam. Many people outside the YouTube world, such as the infamous Carlos Matos and Glenn Arcaro, also were targeted for their connection to Bitconnect. As it's been said in the past, the wheels of justice turn slowly, and while some of these individuals have been punished, others have escaped justice and are still living free of punishment for their connection to Bitconnect. First, let's take a look at what happened to Trayvon James. Trayvon had been promoting crypto videos on YouTube long before Bitconnect, but once he saw how profitable it was to promote from his friend Craig Grant, he decided to devote his channel primarily to promoting Bitconnect. Following the platform's collapse, Trayvon had a bit of a breakdown and would do live streams admitting to being questioned by the FBI and the SEC. Eventually, Trayvon believed he was in the clear and reached out to CoffeeZilla to do an interview in January 2021, where he talked about being questioned and pressured by the FBI to give back the crypto he owned to the victims of Bitconnect.
So the SEC, they reached out to me, and we're going back and forth, and then they want me to, settle. And I didn't even get a lawyer. Like, I got a lawyer for my state case, and then when I went to the state to have my testimony, and then I realized how little my lawyer did. I was like, man, I probably didn't even need that guy. It was a waste of money. So then the SEC, the federal SEC, they started reaching out to me after that. They gave me a subpoena to come testify in New York, right beside the World Trade Center. This is like the real thing. I went in there by myself, testified, and then they started asking me. They asked me questions. A lot of people think I snitched on people. I didn't snitch on anybody. I didn't know anything. And then they started talking about settling, and they were trying to get me for some securities law from 1940 something, man.
Probably
a law from
securities fraud.
1940s.
Unfortunately for Trayvon, his troubles with the government were not over, and 4 months after his interview with CoffeeZilla, he was charged by the SEC for promoting an unregistered securities asset. 4 other individuals were charged along with Trayvon, and 3 of them settled immediately with the SEC and paid the fines. However, Trayvon did not settle, as he had claimed in the past to have lost over 100 Bitcoin in a hack and was unable to do so.
The FBI wanted to talk about my stolen Bitcoin. So I got a whole nother stories. I got hacked for 111 Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was maybe about $7,000. I got hacked for 111 Bitcoin. A lot of people think I faked it, but the FBI and them, they know for sure that shit is gone. So I got hacked for 111 Bitcoin. And that's what they talked to me about. And they talked about Bitconnect a little bit. And then after that.
Wait. Hold on. That's $3 million. Right now.
Don't remind me.
Over that.
Me, man. I try so hard not to.
Sorry.
Now, since that initial filing against him by the SEC in May of 2021, I haven't been able to find any documents that say Trayvon settled with the government or that the case had been closed. So from the information I have, it seems that the case against Trayvon by the SEC is still going. Curiously enough, Trayvon to this day is one of the only promoters of Bitconnect that continues to make videos about crypto and has promoted several other scams since then, including a blatant scam called Proof of Weak Hands. It really is amazing to me that this guy doesn't seem to have learned anything from his scandal of being connected to Bitconnect and just keeps promoting some of the shadiest crypto coins even after being sued by the SEC for his past scam promotion. Next up, let's take a look at probably the most controversial person on the list, and that would be Craig Grant. If you watched any kind of crypto content on YouTube in 2017, you saw ads from this guy promoting Bitconnect. Craig spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to get his ads all over the platform, and it ultimately netted him massive returns as he was one of the top players in Bitconnect. There is no telling exactly how much he made from Bitconnect interest payments and affiliate cuts, but the estimates are in the millions. Shortly after the collapse of Bitconnect, Craig Grant, just like Trayvon James, claimed all of his Bitcoin was stolen in a SIM card hack on his phone. Craig continued to make videos on his channel talking about how broke he was, and that he had to start delivering pizzas in order to support his family.
And I see, I've been getting a lot of comments about all these apps, about, all these different apps like Instacart and all that stuff, that I could do instead of delivering pizza. But me, those apps and everything, they're cool. It just seems like I'll be on a hustle or a grind. My pizza delivery job is more about me just having a job.
Craig would later go on to say that all the money he had spent on ads promoting Bitconnect was given to him by the company, and that he barely made anything from the project. Many people, including the SEC, didn't seem to buy that excuse, and the government questioned Craig about his connection to the creators of Bitconnect. In May of 2021, the SEC decided to sue Grant for $1.5 million, and Grant, not wanting to deal with this case, decided to flee to Jamaica to escape prosecution. The story gets even weirder, though, as the SEC sent agents to Craig's home in Florida to serve him paperwork about the lawsuit. However, they were met at the door by his longtime girlfriend and the mother of his children, Juliana. She told the agents that they had broken up and Craig had moved to Jamaica, and they no longer communicated. Craig initially posted videos of him living in Jamaica on YouTube. However, after the SEC sent an agent down to Jamaica to find him, he deleted all videos of him in Jamaica. With even more digging, I was able to find that Craig Grant still has an active Twitter account where he still posts videos of him living the good life in Jamaica, and there is also a woman who looks very much like Juliana, who has appeared in many of his new videos as well. If this is Juliana, then this contradicts what she told agents in 2021 that she had no idea where Craig Grant is living. In 2021, the SEC made multiple attempts to serve Grant in Jamaica, and at one point served the wrong man named Craig Grant. After being unable to find the real Grant, they have attempted to serve him by email and other forms of publication, but as of 2023, it appears he is still living a carefree life in Jamaica. I have to say that I find it really odd that the SEC is unable to track this man down, after it was very easy for me to find an active Twitter account for Craig where he shows himself outside almost daily in Jamaica. With the GPS and satellite capabilities at the disposal of the US government, I feel it would be incredibly easy to use these videos to pinpoint his location. However, as of the time of this video, it doesn't appear that the SEC is actively trying to hunt down this fugitive. The home that Grant was repeatedly shown in his videos looks quite nice, and his lifestyle is far improved from the near homeless life he was trying to portray to his followers shortly after the collapse of Bitconnect. While it doesn't seem Craig has paid for his connections to the scam yet, my hope is that his day in court will come eventually. From there, let's take a look at the living meme himself, Carlos Matos. Now, Carlos became the meme we all know today after appearing at the first and only Bitconnect annual conference in Thailand in October 2017. Carlos, over-the-top personality after making over $100,000 with the Bitconnect platform, drew the attention of everyone, and after the collapse of Bitconnect, Carlos went viral and became a living meme, with a music video remix of his speech being my personal favorite. Immense criticism Carlos received for being so happy promoting a scam, Carlos went quiet for a number of years, only to emerge again in 2020 when he began posting on his YouTube channel showing videos of himself living the good life working out and buying a brand new Tesla. This rubbed many people the wrong way after so many lost their life savings in Bitconnect. Carlos would later go on the H3 podcast and admit that he was able to get all of his investment out of Bitconnect before it collapsed, and it was only the profit that he missed out on.
Where were you when you found out, like, oh my God, Bitconnect is crashing to like 40 cents or something like that, you know?
I really didn't get much hurt, from the Bitconnect experience in terms of the money that I lost. I was able to get the money that I invested out.
Oh, really?
But what I did, yes, good. But what I did not get was the profit that supposedly I realized, which I didn't have time to get absolutely any of that. It was just kaboosh, and everything was...
Sadly, Carlos was not done promoting shady businesses. In November 2021, Carlos partnered with a few tech bros to launch a line of NFTs that tried to capitalize on his infamous Bitconnect speech. Carlos again returned to the H3 podcast to promote the project. Unfortunately, his team failed to answer even the most basic questions, like if they even had the rights to create NFTs of Carlos' speech.
He's now got a huge opportunity in NFTs. He emailed us.
I am going to introduce you to this amazing, team that I'm working with, that I'm so proud. I actually love these guys like if they were my brothers. And this is Max here, Maximilian. He's an amazing guy. He's the CEO of the company. And we got Alex Goldberg as well, and we got Amos as well. Come on, guys, let them see your faces.
Oh yeah, show your faces so when the FBI does a follow-up, let's get a good look at those faces, guys. Okay, what's going on? Carlos, you reached out to us in an email. You have an exciting opportunity and NFTs.
Basically, the original video was an iconic moment in crypto history that is on the same level as like the Doge meme and the importance of that is the space. So what we're doing is we're taking each moment from that video, all 28 moments from that original video, and releasing them as NFTs, which are all going to be auctioned off on, once they're made in a contract, they can be auctioned on OpenSea, Zora.
Let me ask you, I don't believe that Carlos owns the rights to that video. Am I wrong? How are you guys licensing that?
The actual person in the video is me.
Yeah, but probably but whoever took the video probably owns the license to the work, right? That's how that works.
That is interesting, but at the same time, it's Carlos
they're exploiting who I am, and they did it without my consent. So it goes both.
A few days later, Carlos NFTs launched, and fortunately, it was a disaster with no one wanting to buy into the project. Just a few days after the launch, with no sales to show, the team quietly shut down their website. Carlos and the team moved on, and his NFT launch quickly became a faded memory. After doing research on Carlos, it doesn't appear that the SEC or any other government agency ever targeted him to retrieve funds for Bitconnect. It doesn't appear that Carlos ever made much money at all from the project, so going after him most likely would have been a waste of resources. The government could have focused on the bigger fish in the scam. Carlos still lives in New York City, and I'm sure to this day still gets recognized as the Bitconnect guy from time to time. Being the living meme that he became maybe is all the punishment he really deserved. Now, if it sounds like everyone up to this point hasn't really been punished for promoting the Bitconnect scam, I do have some good news. A man by the name of Glenn Arcaro, who was the head of operations for all Bitconnect promoters in the United States, was sentenced to a total of 38 months in prison for his participation in the scam. As part of his plea deal not to receive a longer sentence, he turned over the crypto he had to the SEC, totaling around $24 million. With other funds the SEC recovered from other Bitconnect wallets, a total of $57 million in funds were recovered and returned to those scammed by Bitconnect in 2022. While that's a far cry from the $2.4 billion total loss by people, it's a start in the right direction to helping those who were scammed. As of 2023, Glenn is one of the only Bitconnect promoters who have served prison time for their connection to the Bitconnect scam. Glenn's testimony allowed investigators to target who they believe is the creator of Bitconnect, a man from India named Satish Kumbani. Satish was indicted in the US for his crimes of running Bitconnect in 2021. However, after this became public, Satish fled India, and as of filming this video, he is still on the run, with the SEC stating they do not currently know about his whereabouts. Many people also believe that Satish may have just been the front man for those who really ran Bitconnect, but as of 2023, the SEC still believes he was the creator of the project and are actively looking to bring him to justice. Finally, I want to add that it seems the SEC is only targeting those who were at the top of the Bitconnect pyramid, and those lower down who still made money seem to have been let off the hook. Ryan Hildreth, who was a big promoter of Bitconnect in its final days, doesn't seem to have ever been targeted by the SEC. He was hit with a class action lawsuit by those who lost money in Bitconnect, but from what I can find, it seems the lawsuit was closed after the SEC was able to recover the $57 million to repay many of those victims. Ryan Hildreth is still on YouTube and now makes videos selling a course on YouTube automation, and for the most part seems to have been forgiven by most, as his channel has been growing steadily over the past couple of years. Lots of creators who promoted Bitconnect deleted their channels after it collapsed, like Crypto Chick and Crypto Nick, and for the most part it seems that they have never been targeted by any government agencies, as they weren't the top players in the scam. It's unfortunate that it seems so many people who promoted this scam still haven't been brought to justice, but as I mentioned earlier, the wheels of justice turn slowly, so maybe in the years to come that will change.